Hey, IndyLuv. That's what I call my chat. So when I come on from now on, that's what I'm going to call you guys, my IndyLuvs. Um, I was live a couple minutes just like testing because I was trying to see, because I've always singing and humming tunes and I've always created jingles. Like I got notebooks from way back full of jingles, full of video little song clips that I've done. And I wanted to start adding that on. Like I started doing that on shorts. But I wanted to see like when I go live if I can have it like playing in the background. So that's what I'm actually doing. Like I was on a YouTube studio trying to figure out, well, how do you add your own like personal little music to the audio library? So I may mute up from time to time, but that's what I'm doing. So it's not that I'm ever ignoring, but I want to try to figure it out because I was like, I know I've seen countless people that when they go live, they have music. And I would love just to have like a little intro, a little outro. Like, I think that's so cute. Even though my videos and stuff probably would be really, really short, unless I'm like doing something or, excuse me, at an event or something like that. But I want to learn. So I'm trying to see if I can do that. Because again, I like doing it. And even when I'm live and stuff, y'all see me. I'll talk and then just start humming or singing a tune or singing a song. That's just kind of my thing. But I wanted to like put my little jingles in the background, but I don't know exactly how to do it. So that's what this live is. The one before it was the same thing. I was just trying to test it out and see what I can do, but I'm at crossroad because I don't see how you add it. I see that they have their own library, but I'm assuming I'm gonna have to read it. Like just go in the background and really read. Like, do you gotta? How do you add your own like music to the audio library for YouTube? Like, or can you just download, send the file to your email and upload it to YouTube some kind of way? So I'm gonna try to figure that out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not ignoring anyone. If you come through and you want to speak, you want to chat, you know me. I'm like, let's do a check in. How are you feeling in this exact moment? But for right now, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So if I'm quiet and you start talking in the chat, I'll respond. But I just was trying to see how can you do that while you're live? Or is that something you have to do prior to coming on the platform? Or is that more or less when you're editing videos? I have no idea. So I just wanted to get into the habit because I said I wanted to post a little more, share a little more, and to do that, I want to present a little better than I've done all these years. Because for me, it's just, going live, talking, so that's my vibe. But I want to put a little effort into presentation. I do it on a daily as far as my personal life, professional life. So I just want to, like, try to figure it out a little bit, just a little bit. So if anybody got any ideas or tips, please drop that in the chat. I'll definitely look at it and try my best to apply it, but that's what I'm doing. So I'll probably mute in a second, but again, I'm still here. I don't know if I'll leave this up, but depending upon who comes in and what we wind up talking about or so forth and so on. Or if nobody comes in and I just feel like ending it, I'll just end it. But again, happy Tuesday. So yeah, and I do have several screens up, so I'm like, okay, I can move around, play with this one, play with that one, but that's all I'm doing right now, trying to figure it out. You never learn until you actually try. So again, I'm not ignoring. Hello to my IndyLuvs. That's the name of my chat box, and I'm just trying to figure out how to add my own little jingles when I go live. So that's what I'm doing, playing around in the background. I don't want y'all to hear me tapping screens and doing all that. So that's all I'm doing. And see, like, this is the thing I feel bad about not having. Uh oh, wait a minute. Like, not having, oh, excuse that. Background music to like play in the background while you're doing what you're doing. Because it's like, even if nobody's not here, just to have music. I love music. It's therapeutic. I need it every day. This is something I reiterate all the time. So it would be nice to have something in the background, but I'm gonna figure it out. I think I figured it out. I'm gonna have to download and buy and add and then upload and do all this different things. So I will do that probably at some point. It won't be today at all. So it's interesting to see, um, like it's so many pieces. I'm like, wow, I didn't know it was so complicated just to do that. Unless you're just gonna use YouTube's, and I did not want. I don't want to do that. I want to use my own stuff. Like whatever I add to my live streams, I want it to be my own at some point. But at least I'm just trying to figure things out and you know take it from there. But you don't know until you try. So that's what I was doing. I'll probably delete this because it's like it's a lot of me muting and playing in the background, reading stuff. Like it's like, oh my gosh, it's so much. I'm like, this is just, something that I enjoy doing, not like, oh my gosh, it is work. So I have my hats off to anyone who does beautiful presentations when they go live. Cause I'm looking now like, oh my gosh, like it's so complicated. I'm just like, yeah, no. I'll do pieces by pieces, but yeah, it's a lot to it. But yeah. So pretty much that's all I'm doing. I'm not for the moment. I don't know if anyone's in the chat and wants to chat cuz I love that. Anything anybody wants to talk about, how is your day? How's your week going? You know, that's what my live streams are for. Conversing with each other, doing check-ins, you know, doing the things that people don't do on a normal basis, which to me, I'm like, I don't understand why you went in, but you know, teach his own. But that's my little trial. But so yeah. And then I feel away because I'm so, let me tell you guys, I always have music on. That will be my downfall because I'm always playing somebody's music. I got to have, like right now, I got music all up in my head, but I don't want to do that right now. Let me take that. I'm just so I won't even have temptation on it. But long days makes for short nights, I tell you. But I'm definitely trying to do more, like, as far as, going live, doing check ins, and sharing. That was the whole point of my, well, no, I can't say that. But once I started going live, I was like, oh, I can share a little bit of my world, what's going on. But, truthfully, while I'm actually going through and doing whatever I'm doing, I don't go live all the time. I may take videos, and I said, I'm not used to though, but I don't know. Over the years, I kind of just stopped doing it. But I did say I wanted to share because it's so much that, that I do, as far as my day to day. And it's like, you never know what somebody could benefit from just hearing or seeing it. Because it's always something positive. I always try to do something positive and, but again, that's also living in a moment. So, but I am going to try to share a little more. Even if it's just going for a walk, I love that. Clearing of the mind. Sometimes things could get so congested or you're overwhelmed by so much that those long walks, those fresh airs, that moment to yourself where you can just close your eyes and visualize. Of course, paying attention to your surroundings, but it makes such a huge difference. Like, it could calm your mind, your spirit, and just keep you in a nice zen, peace of mind. And I do that often, you know. And if you're not in an area where you feel safe enough to like go out, sometimes it's just going into another room. And I'm going to delete that. Excuse me. Going into another room and just maybe just putting on something, whether it's music, the TV, or I don't know if people journal. That is such a huge release. I love writing. I'm a poet at heart. So for me, to just sit down and just write out my thoughts, date it, it's so, oh my gosh, it's such a good coping mechanism whenever, sometimes I don't even have to be going through something. It's just I haven't written in a while, and then just to release things that you didn't share with yourself is so refreshing. And then you can go back. I don't know if people do that, but I do. I'll go back like months later, sometimes even a year later, and just reread some of the stuff that I wrote. I'm like, wow, I knew exactly what I was, my mindset in that moment or what I was experiencing. I mean, I don't know. It's such a good thing. But that's a lot, excuse me, of what my channel is. It's just checking in with yourself because you are important. And if no one else tell you that, hopefully, if you pass through one of my lives or you go back and see it, I don't know. Some people do, some people don't. Hopefully you get that from me. Like, I try to be positive at all times, even when you may be going through something, like trying to look at the brighter side of the coin and just keeping your spirituality intact, not allowing people to like bring you to a place. Because, I mean, it is easy. Somebody can get on your last nerve, and it's so easy to just switch off. But, it's also good to have that buffer in there where you can just kind of release it on your own and, you know, work through whatever you're feeling. So I hope when people come to my live, come in my chat, when we have like converse a little bit, you feel it. Because that's what I'm here for. To be a positive beam of light, you know? so much negativity. I can't do it. Like I can't do it as far as entertainment. I can't do it as because that's to me like if I put the TV on, or if I come on social media and I'm like surfing, I don't want to hear drama. I don't want to see like all of that rah rah. Like nah. Now maybe I'll have a moment when I'm in that mindset, but for the most part, I want just peace. I want to see something uplifting. I want to see something that maybe I can learn something from and apply it to my life. I love that kind of thing. So, I don't know. That's just my thoughts at the moment. But it is also amazing to see how far YouTube have come. I was on this like what brought me to YouTube was like back in what 2009, and I used to come up here just for fashion and like hair and that kind of stuff, hairstyles, natural hairstyles. I was totally into that whole community. And then just to see like how it's expanded, like it became more of current events and news, and then you got to see what's going on all over the world. I think that's so dope. Even like the people in your chat. You don't know who you're talking to or where what part of the world they're in. And I've learned like it could be night here and then morning time somewhere else, and it's just to have that like share a moment with somebody. That's I love it. It's one of the things that I love about YouTube. Despite all these other social engineering sites, YouTube was one of the first. Well, I mean, besides like Facebook back in the day, when Twitter, which is now X or whatever they changed their name to, but this has been a consistent, a consistent place that you can come and like get knowledge, share knowledge. I love the do-it-yourself videos. I'm so into that. And the ASMR, and I'm like, I had got into that like a couple years ago. I'm like, okay, some things I'm like, which is weird, but I always love nature. So anything with the wood or being outside, the wind, and just the sounds, that's like a vibe. But it's amazing to see just how big YouTube is and what you can use it for. People use it for multiple streams of income. People use it to connect with friends. To some people use it as a means for family. So when you think about that, like, because I think about that, like, in your chat and just with people that you may have gotten close to off of their channel. I mean, it's just a cool thing. So, I mean, if some people socially connected, there's so many avenues with this app. But for me, I just always love the fact that you can get positivity. Like if you're going through something, it could be a whole bunch of people going through it and just coming together and talking about it. You have a whole support group. I love that. To me, I love every piece of that. So I always said, because I'm a positive person, I don't mind coming up here and talking. I don't mind chatting. I don't care if nobody looks at my videos. It's like sometimes it's like again, just a release, something that you can like a picture or video, you document it, it captures time and you can just always look back at it and you know exactly where you was and what you was going through and I mean I just think it's cool. So again, I hope anyone that comes to my channel feels now that I got a little name for my chat. I always say my chat box, but my little indie loves that you feel a little love when you come through. You know, you feel seen and acknowledged because I've seen so much. Like a lot of people on a day to day don't have that. Like if you was to really think about it and talk to some of your friends and families, how many people talk to people or just stay, with their own cliques? How often do we? Because I'm not like I guess I'm different. Like I still believe in speaking to others. I still give compliments. I still help others. Like, that's just something that's in me. So it never changed, even with the pandemic. I mean, even though you had to do social distance and all that, but even that, like, that in itself was, man, if I was to sit down and do like chronicleize everything that I went through COVID, just, oh my gosh, it was a lot going on. And I say that because even with the world as it is today and all the things that's going on and that is to come, hopefully people have like some kind of foundation, some kind of support system with them, you know? Cause you know if you listen to the news and everything, oh, we're headed down to the end. But I'm like, listen, even if that is the case, still have like positive experiences, still treat people with humanity, dignity, still be respectful of others, you know, still care about your family and friend and your neighbors. Like, I think about that. How often do we speak to our neighbors? I understand the whole, you know, you're not gonna know my business, I'm not gonna know yours, but the courtesies, and you know, it's just doing a little reflection on the world and where we are. Hopefully, you know, it'll bring people closer and not separate. We have so much more alike than we do different. We just do. But that's just my little thoughts, you know, you know, you know. But yeah, so I don't know. What made me even go there in my thoughts? I don't know. I guess it was just something's on my mind and I wanted to share. So, but again, I do hope everyone, even in this moment, this very moment that we're sharing, feels good. Hopefully, you're having a positive day, or if not even a day, hopefully, this moment you feel good, or you do something for yourself. You know how relaxing it is just to get in a bath, just to get in the tub, relax, put some candles on, put your music on. Look, put your headphones in your phone and just relax a moment. Like, I'm into that. Like, you got to do self care for yourself. Because if you don't take care of you, nobody will. And that's the saddest thing to ever see. Um, I was in a hospital, I want to say last week. Not because I was sick or anything like that. I just was at the hospital. And then to see like the seniors there, you know, I think like seniors and children, they could sense when you have a good heart and good spirit. Because they'll talk to me and tell me what's going on. And to see some of the ones who don't have any support, who don't have, you could tell, like, I mean, I don't know what people's situation are with their life or their families, but to see the two most vulnerable groups, like children, I can't stand people that are so mean spirited and disrespectful to children. And I still, on the flip side, can't stand that when they're that way to seniors. Because I'm like, listen, we're all going to get there, God willing. How would you want to be treated, talked to? Like, I don't know. But to go to the hospital and to see the ones who didn't have anybody to talk to, I always can tell because they want to tell you their life story and why they're there. And, you know, and I, you know, listen and try to be supportive and say something that just uplift their spirit. You know, it's been so many of that. Like, and I'll be like, oh, thank you so much. You made a difference. And I'm like, oh, I just was like, you know, being kind, you know. But I noticed not a lot of people are. I've watched people, like if it was seniors in the wheelchair, they don't help them with the door. They don't hold the door. Like, I'm just like, wow, that wouldn't have killed anyone to hold the door. Like, what are we doing? We got to do a little better than that. Same with children. When you see children that are like I don't know, like maybe they're a little rambunctious, a little active, but maybe that parent could use a little help. And I understand people like that's not my responsibility. I didn't, I wasn't a part of the process. I get all of that, but sometimes just somebody have a little compassion and a little in those moments makes a huge difference. I think about myself, like think about if I'm having a horrible day, like a day, well, not, I won't say horrible, but a day where it just was a little challenging. And maybe I have a look on my face because for me, I think I carry carry whatever's going on in my face, and somebody could see it. For somebody to say positive words to you, and it could have been something you needed in that moment, I'm like, oh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm a crier, so I might tear up and be like, wow, that really like I needed to hear that in that moment, and then I'm good. So it's just for me, I just always say if we could just, as far as just society, could just be a little more mindful and just, I don't know, do check ins. I think it would make such a huge difference. Yes, I am one of those people like, oh, the world could be a better place if we only. That is so me. I can't help it. I have a good heart. I'm one of those type of people that too, like, I'll, oh my gosh, since I'm in this sharing mode, I don't know. But um, things are like let's say something's going on and it'll bother me until I do something. Like it'll interrupt my peace until I actually do something. Like that's crazy. Or like something might stay on my mind well after the fact into the night that I'm like, okay, the next morning I'm doing X, Y, and Z. That's how it weighs on me. So I'm one of those like, yeah. Like you don't I don't bring problems or issues from the day before into the next day, but if it's something that needs a resolution, yeah, I'll definitely address it. And because if not, it'll just gnaw at me until I do something. And then I was one of those people that had to learn over the years to say no and to now I'm like so good with it like you can't talk to me and come with no means no. But I used to be no means yes, like more or less meaning. Let me explain that. Like I could say no about a situation and then turn around and actually do it. But now over the years, you have to be firm with it, and it doesn't even bother me because before it would, and I would be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, even though I said I wasn't. But now, and people know it too. Like, wow, she used to. Yep, I used to, and I got, I grew up. But but I'm one of those type of people that it'll bother me, and I don't do the go along, get alongs. I never was a click girl. I never was a follow the lead. Nah, that never was me. And I'm talking about from when I was a child. I walked to the beat of my own drum, always. So when I see nowadays people don't really think for themselves a lot, or they follow the group mentality. If this one said it, everybody feels the same way. Like that is so crazy to see. And then I guess I'm one of those auntie that people come to when they want to talk. We talk about it. Like we talk about things and I give my, I've learned to just listen. Because before I would listen to respond, nope, you just listen. Sometimes people need an emotional support where they're just, you know, somebody's actually hearing them. So I had to learn that. Shut your mouth. Let people talk. Let people express themselves. Let people go. And even, oh my gosh, I was one of those ones that always tried to find a resolution. But guess what? It's not for you to do. Sometimes people have to go through what they go through. I was one of those ones that people could talk to, tell me X, Y, and Z, and I would carry that. Meanwhile, the person was living their life and doing what they want to do. But you have to learn, like in life, and that's what brings me back to my initial statement of we have to be mindful and take care of ourselves. Do a check in with yourself. Know when it's something is, know when things are too much for you. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta know when to, hey, okay, thank you for sharing. That's it. No more, no less. Not, oh, I hope that such and such. Nope. Thank you for sharing. That's it. So I've learned over the years those techniques really work. And guess what? It keeps you stress free. Because it's a lot when you have to like let people make their own mistakes, let them do what they're going to, well, not mistakes, but just live their life. You know, just like me, live your life. Live your life. Hey. You know, because I know I can get in my carefree. You can't tell me nothing. I'm going to follow my mind. And if I make a mistake, that's my mistake to learn from. So the same respect I give myself, I got to give it to others. So I don't know what made me talk about that, but it just did. I've always been this way when I go live. So I don't know. I don't think no one's on, at least my chat box, my IndyLuvs. So I probably will end this. Wow, it's almost been like 45 minutes. Oh, but then again, I would say the first 20 minutes was me trying to figure out how to do the music. And eventually I'll learn. Because I do feel bad when I'm like, I'll listen back to my live stream or something. I'm like, dang, it would have been cool if I had music here. But, eventually. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But at any rate, happy Tuesday. Hopefully, again, you heard something. You could take something from a live stream, apply it to yourself. Or hopefully, when you came in, it just gave you a moment to woosah. Take that moment for yourself. So, have a great one.